Welcome back to Pasadena Civic Auditorium. Just kidding, we're in your local movie theater parking lot. Got you again. We are at home. I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
And we are fresh out the film.
Kind of. It's been a minute since we actually saw the film this time around, so the freshness has worn off slightly.
Right.
But our heads are still there, right? Our brains are still feeling fresh.
Yeah. I mean, my brain is feeling fresh. My head, it's not still. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I've actually been there for...
I'm sorry, I should be yes-anding you. That's not good for a podcast. No, I don't.
I like a hard period, you know? We like a lot of dead air on this podcast. I've been living inside the movie, I will say, since we saw it. Because I have constantly been listening to Michael Jackson since. Have you?
No.
Damn.
No.
Well, I had a whole thing about what songs you were listening to. Maybe look at our Spotify minutes. But,
yeah, I'm sorry.
0 for you.
I'm sorry. I've been listening to a lot of, Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812.
Ooh. What the fuck did you just say? What is that?
It's a musical.
Oh.
It's really good. It's from, like a part of, War and Peace.
Oh.
Like, one of the middle part. I don't know.
I guess
don't know War and Peace.
You could probably make 5 musicals out of War and Peace.
No, it's really good.
Never read the book,
It's
but
really
all I know
good.
is it's very fucking long. Jeez.
Josh Groban was in the original Broadway cast. Philippa Sue was in the original cast that was off Broadway.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy moly. We need to do this little music minute more. At the top of our, every fresh out the film episode, we just check in.
Derailing the conversation, but I haven't been listening to
Michael Jackson.
I have been listening to that though. That's what I was listening to today.
Well, that's fun. I think we should kind of take a second and talk about that for a while rather than the Michael Jackson stuff. I really think that would be nice. What is a theater experience? How are you rocking there? How were you rocking?
Let me try to... I feel like there were, a decent amount of people in the theater.
Yeah.
Despite us going, many weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks after opening day. 2 weeks and some change.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really, we didn't have to walk past anybody, which is nice to get to our seats. The sound is very good, which is important. Very important for this movie.
Yes.
More so than probably any movie we've seen. Bob Dylan might have an argument, but...
I was pissed when our Wicked sound was bad.
Oh, that was rough. Luckily, we did not have Theater 13 this time.
Yeah.
The
unlucky,
cursed
which we
theater.
got confirmed is unlucky.
Yeah, but it's fixed now, right?
What?
Didn't we go to 13 and it was good to go?
No.
Recently?
I think it was fine, but we did hear from an inside source.
Oh, yeah, that it's truly right, yes.
That it is truly, haunted.
We can't name that source, of course.
Yeah, can't expose that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, there were a decent amount of people in the theater, which was surprising, because it was, more people than I've seen in the theater for a while.
Yeah.
Other than going to, literally, opening night.
I think it's that, Michael Jackson is still such an icon, especially for a generation above ours.
Totally. And we did go, I don't know if you already said this, but we went 2 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I did.
So it wasn't, also, peak time. Many people are working during that time, so... Interesting.
God, yeah, that is actually crazy to think. It wasn't any deals either going on.
No, the deals at the movie theaters are on Tuesday.
There was a circus there. That might have brought in some attention.
But it wasn't, I don't think it was open yet.
Ooh. I saw an ad for that circus.
Yeah, one of my coworkers in the break room was like, anyone want to go to the circus with me?
Heck yeah, dude. Did you say yes?
No.
Wow.
I'll tell them you want to go to the circus with them, I guess.
I would love to go to the circus. I mean, I've never been, I don't think. Have we been to a circus?
No. I was talking about that with my other coworker on our drive home. that I haven't been to a circus, but I was kind of like thinking I had been to the circus, but I just remembered I'd seen The Greatest Showman in theaters, which kind of feels like being at the circus.
It's pretty much a circus.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a circus. There's a lot of circuses.
Yeah.
Circi. Obviously. The plural.
Right, naturally.
I would want to go, it would be a little scary with the clown type of stuff. I mean, there would be some cool things to see.
Are you scared of clowns?
They don't have animals anymore. I am a bit scared of clowns.
I have a friend that's like, she isn't a clown, but she has done clowning. I don't know. She can do like the clown voice and she can like juggle, and she
Yeah.
wants to go to clown
I
school.
got quite a few friends that are clowns too, dude.
No, but like a legitimate, like she wants to go to clown school.
What?
Yeah.
Is that like a step up or down from mime school?
I don't know. I don't know if she's legitimately going. Like she does, like she's an actor. Like she does a bunch of act, like it, and she does it very well.
Okay.
She was in Hello Dolly, which you saw. She was Ermengarde, the girl who cries a lot.
Ermengarde and Hello Dolly.
You know, the one that like cries
Yeah.
a lot? That was her.
Wow, she's very loud in that show.
She can juggle. It's crazy. She can also do like the like that, like fucking like clown like
Holy
really well.
fuck.
It's
Do you want
crazy.
a name drop?
No, I'm sorry. You should bleep
Come
that
on,
out.
you're gassing it
You
up.
should bleep that out. I can't expose.
Hey, no.
I don't know if she makes her clownery public.
Dude, I mean, there's so many opportunities for jokes in here. I feel like about people being clowns, but clownery is a great word to use. And I don't know how to segue with that, nor do I know what the next category is here.
Anyway, the movie we saw when we saw it was Michael.
Yes.
As we have kind of said, but that's the name, the Michael Jackson biopic. It was directed by Antoine Fuqua. It was written by John Logan. The cinematography was done by Dion Beebe. The music was done by, well, Michael Jackson, of course, and I'm not going to say Leor Rosner.
Nice.
It's starring Jafar Jackson, Coleman Domingo, Neil Long. The budget was $155 million. I think that's wild.
That's a lot of money.
I think that's crazy. Do you know how much it made or how much it has made? I know there's been like a lot of headlines about like how much money it's made, so I'm...
How much it made now?
Do you know
No.
either?
I don't know opening weekend or the other one either.
Great. Do you want to guess opening weekend?
Yeah, I'll
start?
try and guess opening weekend.
And I'll give you that, and then you
I'm
can
gonna
guess
go with
the other one.
$65 million on opening weekend.
You're about $33 million off with $97 million.
Dang, man.
Do you want to guess what it's at now?
200.
$715 million.
Domestic?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like that. It is. I saw
It's
a headline.
killing.
Don't fact check me. You might have this, but it is past like the. I think it was Elvis was like holding the record for the most money that
Really?
it made for a biopic, and it surpassed.
It makes
that.
sense. I mean, it makes sense.
So-
Michael fucking Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael freaking Jackson. Sorry, I already used up my 3 F-bombs on the episode.
No.
Filling up the swear jar.
Yeah.
God
So I
damn.
think that's pretty.
Kudos, man. I mean, that's it. It's not because it's a great movie, or maybe we'll see what we think, but it's because of the name.
Yeah, well, let's see what the reviews say, because Letterboxd has it at a 3.6 out of 5.
Okay, yeah.
IMDb has it at a 7.7
Wow, that's high.
out of 10. And I did not write down the Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 39%.
I believe that.
So, pretty
Critics just
different.
ripping apart.
Pretty different change in that score.
This might be one of the biggest splits that we have seen, and maybe will see on Fresh Out the Film as far as audience and critics. Looking at the IMDb versus
Sure. Yeah, no,
Rotten
I was
Tomatoes.
so shocked.
I mean, what is the Rotten Tomatoes audience score? That wouldn't be a bad way to...
97.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just insanity. I think it's a fun experience when a lot of people are going in there audience-wise. rating it based on that, based on obviously the performance
Yeah.
and the performances. But wow.
I think like most critics rip apart most like biopic. Like the majority of critics are not big fans of biopics in general. Like the ones that have come out in like recent times.
Yeah,
I
no,
would
that's
say.
true. Wow, yeah, that's very true. Even the ones that have gotten a lot of attention critics have ripped on.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about with the like Elvis didn't get good reviews, right? Or at least good critic reviews. The Bohemian Rhapsody movie. I guess that did win the Oscar for editing, but I was getting
Yeah,
there
I
was
mean, like, they
negative
have
audience
been,
attention
like,
there more so.
Nominated for things,
Yeah.
but it's just like those movies I feel like are not. Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody was 60%,
Mhm.
and then Elvis was 77%. So people like that one more, but
Okay, yeah.
that is, like Baz Luhrmann, so.
Yeah, we saw the same with the Bob Dylan one. Obviously, this was the
Right.
same type of split, at least at the beginning, right, where the critics didn't like it as much and the audience did. There's one more.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen. Was that the same type of thing? I don't know if
Oh,
audience did
I'm
enjoy that.
I don't know. What is that one? I
It,
just remember we
Deliver
almost
Me
saw
from
it.
Nowhere.
Is
So-
that what it's called?
Yeah, we told the story about seeing the first part of that movie, right? Like the first little fucking 5 minutes in front of Sinners. Actually, we told it on the
Yeah, it
year
was
end.
61% to 82%. So
Yeah. This is still a fucking ginormous split.
yeah, it's just biopics, especially one like this with Michael Jackson, are gonna have like that cult following, and
Yeah.
the audience is going to really love them because they're like generally always gonna paint them in like a really good picture that they. It's biopics are generally for the audience, like not really to like tell the story or like anything like that. Like they're for the people that love those
Definitely
figures.
musical biopic, like
For just
biopics
like
about the music
the
industry.
biopics that have come out of like the recent. I'm talking about like
Yeah.
the Bruce Springsteen, the
Yes,
Elvis, like
yeah.
all of the ones that we've seen in the past few
Because
years.
so many of those have the same thing in common, where the people actually in the story are involved in making it as
Right.
well, or at least have give the go ahead. Like,
Right.
They're all connected, or the estate of these people are connected.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't know, biopic heaven for some people if you like the person that you're going to watch. What you do, and you want to serve audiences, so it makes sense. I want to see the biopics though that tell the real story. Did this biopic do that? Found out next time.
The thing is, I do love biopics, and I love watching them, especially a musical biopic. Unfortunately, I do think they're always such like an entertaining and fun watch.
I agree.
But yeah, are you ready to jump into the story?
Yes, I am.
Fabulous.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Drop a quick spoiler warning real fast, just in case you somehow haven't seen the Michael movie yet, which is apparently like freaking less than 5% of the
Or
U.S.
you don't know what happens in Michael Jackson's life.
Yeah, if you don't know what happened with Michael. But let's get into it. 1966, Gary, Indiana. A young Michael Jackson joins his older brothers. Can you name the Jackson brothers in this movie?
There's Tito
Bang, one
Jackson.
of them. Jackie, yeah. Oh shoot, did I give? Oh wow, come on, you baited me into that right there. All right, I gave you Jackie. There's two more.
Isn't there like is there another M one?
Yep.
Marlon?
Yes, and one more J. Had a solo career.
Oh fuck! This is this is the one I'm gonna forget because this is the obvious one.
Of course. Sorry, I don't have that many tests for you. This is.
No fuck, cause this is.
Jermaine.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
Obvious. That's I feel like the one. other Jackson brother that everyone knows. But as soon as you said that and I knew it, I forgot. But.
Yep, those are. We'll talk about the ones not in it later. Uh, there's also obviously Joseph, played by our boy. I mean, your boy more so than mine, but you put me on to old Coleman Domingo.
Yes.
A highlight of this movie. This father is pushing these boys who are the Jackson 5. Do I really need to, Come on. They also live with their mother, Catherine, and their sister, Latoya. Where's the other sister? Who knows?
I don't know if I said this to you
Uh-huh.
or to Dad, but I thought it was funny that, like, every time that she was on screen, she had to be called by her name. I feel like it's just to be
They
clear,
specify.
it's like, this isn't Janet. The only young girl here
That's
is
funny.
Latoya. Like, I just felt like that was, I don't know.
Smart. They also probably had to hammer those names out for how little screen time that these Jackson siblings end up getting, which is fitting for the
But
Michael
that's
Jackson
the thing,
movie.
is I feel like they
His
didn't,
life.
like, name drop, like, even, like, the brother's name
True,
as
actually.
much as they were dropping her name, which I thought was...
Yeah. That's an interesting thing to pick up there. Yeah, that's great.
Well, it's just, like, a few times it felt out of place. Like, why did they just say...
Just gotta make sure. They gotta make sure.
Just gotta
Just so you
clarify
know,
who it is.
Janet is not in this movie.
Yes, she's not there.
So Joseph instead is making a success out of his boys, and he's harsh on them. Obviously, he's frustrated with how they live. He preaches a lot about how he's putting them in situations to be great, essentially.
Right.
And then this movie moves at breakneck speed, so be ready. Over the next few years, the Jackson brothers perform at shows with Michael at the front singing, and obviously Michael is the standout talent compared to everybody. This young Michael kid was amazing too.
Yeah. No, he was absolutely incredible. And I think, like, he did most of his own singing, yeah, I think if I'm
don't know.
I looked into it right after the movie, so I'm 90% sure on that he did most of it, and it seemed like he did, like, when I was watching it. I'm sure, like, some of it was, like, mixed, like they did, of course, with Elvis, and what they did, like, majority with, older Michael, but, like,
Yep.
he was incredible. Like, both his voice, if it was all him, and his, like, dancing, and just, like, his presence on screen was like, I feel like that kid's gonna be, like, a
Same thing. It was
huge
the digital
actor or
blend
something.
of both. So a little bit of him, a little bit. At least that's what it says here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that acting wise too, 100%.
And there were a few times that, like, he was singing, like, a cappella, that when he was, like, being yelled at or whatnot, that he was
Yes.
obviously, it was just him singing.
And one of the big things in his childhood too is the relationship with his father. Obviously, is not very good. His father's very hard on him. But this eye contact thing about his dad going, Michael, look me in the eye, look me in. Michael just won't do it.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and it's very. It might come back in this movie.
Who's to say?
Although they do a good job, and they really are doing a good job. I mean, with how fast they're growing, and they're not really addressing any struggles with their music necessarily. They're just popping off, and they have a lot of connections. Joseph still wants them to keep practicing, not take breaks, don't go to sleep, even though you already performed all this stuff. Even when Michael speaks up after one show, we get Joseph beating him with a belt, which is a rough scene.
Yeah.
And that's when we first see Michael escaping into his Peter Pan stories, which we all know is a big part of Michael's life, is that character.
Yes.
And specifically, this iteration of the character, not the Disney. I thought maybe they couldn't use that Disney movie, but they actually did use the Disney movie later. So
yeah, they had to with how, like, obsessed he was with it. Like, it was such a big Disney.
True.
Fan.
It's
They
just
had
weird
to have
that
the
they
rights for
and they
that.
had the Mickey Mouse actually. They
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
did, but they didn't have the Peter Pan movie, just the book.
Yeah, well, because Peter, it was a story. I'm not gonna pretend like I know.
The
but I
movie
know.
was out. It was an interesting decision. I'm not sure why they.
You know, I think I don't know. Like maybe it was like just a specific book that he had when he was
Yeah.
a child. But I know I was talking about it with our dad, and he said he like was trying to look for the specific book, but it wasn't like anything that like this was a book that we had from his childhood or something that like people like knew about. So I don't know if it was just more of like a symbolism
Right.
thing, and that's how they decided to.
Yeah. I guess Peter Pan's got some negative PR too, right? With how it's aged.
With how does like the racist stuff
Yeah.
in it?
So I don't know if that could be any of. I don't know. Just trying to add on. Just trying to give another. Your reason's way better. Yours is that's 100%.
I mean, like I don't think any part that they were using like had anything to do with.
Hey, well, I'm just saying, dude. I'm just trying to be.
That's a good guess.
You never know. You never know.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
If there was a guy like me in that room, that would have been the reason. That's why. No. But Joseph dubs his sons the Jackson Five, obviously, and has them performing at other venues. And they're spotted by Suzanne Pass, I don't know, who works for Motown Records. She meets Joseph about signing the boys, and the Jacksons go to Motown to meet producer and president Berry Gordy.
Of course.
And this is a great scene where when Michael's in the recording booth, Barry tries to get Michael to keep still because he likes to move his feet while singing, but Michael can't keep still pretty much. And do you remember? What are you gonna say? Sorry.
I just kept thinking he was gonna say like the exact like line that Austin Butler says in Elvis when this exact situation happens.
Did the same thing happen?
Yeah.
Really?
I feel like I've seen it in so many biopics where it's like, they have to move to sing. They can't stay still.
Yeah, it's not that. I guess it's not that original of a scene. I liked it a lot because I don't know if you remember, but there's a story in our family about me as a kid listening to Michael Jackson music and like literally couldn't stop dancing and telling that to my parents. I can't stop dancing. And so that's why that was the I think the only moment that got me to tear up in that movie because that memory coming back is a cool little moment. So then the Jackson 5 obviously are going crazy. They have some little known titles like I Want You Back and ABC going.
Some underground hits.
Yes, underground hits. While Michael views Barry as more of a father figure than Joseph. That's one of, they don't go into it as much as I thought they were going to because it's still pretty early in the movie, but Michael like gives Barry a big hug and all this stuff and because it's kind of the first male figure that we've seen that's a positive force in Michael's life.
Right, like a real like paternal figure to him because his father is not.
He's definitely not. Now, but we got a time jump, so there's no time to deal with that. We got to go to 1978 because we got Michael, now played by Jafar Jackson. You forget Jafar's not even in the movie for like 30 minutes, which is pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. Right? A good 30 probably?
Yeah, at least.
Somewhere around there? Yeah. This is 1978 LA. Michael meets with Quincy Jones, the fucking legendary producer, and he begins working on his latest album, Off the Wall. And I think that was like I think that was the only Quincy Jones scene, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Which is kind of crazy, because do you know anything about Michael and Quincy Jones?
No.
I think it was just like the creation of Off the Wall, I guess, because that was what the movie that they made it together. But I've always just heard a bit like it was a big thing when they stopped working together. Them in tandem created a lot of good music apparently, and it was interesting that he was a small part of the movie. When I heard him mention, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the same with the Barry out the father figure. I just thought that was gonna go somewhere.
Right.
But it didn't really.
No.
But in the Off the Wall album, Michael asked the executives to make it seem like his solo album was his idea while discussing it with Joseph. And this is in the middle here, which I don't think they mention, but we get Miles Teller popping up.
Yeah, and he looks so weird.
He looks super weird, just like aged. I don't know if that's just him now. I think he put on a little weight maybe for this role.
It's the wig.
The wig, yeah.
100%.
And it is a wig.
Yeah.
I confirmed it. It is a wig.
And not, to be clear, not any hate on, like, the hair department. It just looks terrible on his face.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the hair department might have. It
no,
probably
it's like
looks
the
just
wig.
like the guy.
I just mean, like, the wig, it's not like it's a badly installed wig and it, like,
Yeah.
looks like an obvious wig. It just, like, it looks awful on him.
Especially because it's Miles Teller, and you're just used to his look. You know?
Right.
You're used to his short-haired look.
Short, dark hair.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. But anyways, this is the executive that gets the message across to Joseph that Michael wants to do a solo album. And by now, Michael has a massive number of fans who are just like tweaking out when they see him, which is fun. But he's also using his fame to like visit sick children and stuff. They put a lot of emphasis on that.
Yeah.
But if you notice, specifically in that first shot, if you remember, of him talking, there's no sound, but it's him of the kid in the hospital. Mm-hmm. They frame it kind of interesting. It's a long shot, right? And they have the door closed, and across it's like the little frame of the two of them, right? And in the frame, there's these little, like, I don't know what but like design on the window or whatever that looks like a cage basically, or like like bars or something like that, which might come back later because this is played in the movie to be a very happy moment, like a very good thing. But there is the way they shot it is a little. I remember thinking it immediately where I was like, okay, it looks like they're trying to say a little something with the camera there, a little something. Michael asks, we also get to meet Bubbles, the chimp, which is a legend, obviously. Right. We all know Bubbles pretty much. We got a
lot of time with Bubbles.
We do have a lot of time with Bubbles. Of course, they make a big emphasis that he rescues the chimp from an unsafe environment. That's a very big thing. Now, is the chimp living in a great environment? Otherwise, I don't know. At that point, it doesn't seem like his sanctuary is set up to the level that a chimp would need. But maybe at that point, it was a rescue, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And Michael's
a lot of animals.
Yeah, he's a big animal guy. I mean, he seemed to take good care of them.
Yeah.
Michael, of course, is, thus far at least, he is the perfect individual. I mean, he's a great guy, dude. Everything in his life, he can do no wrong. I mean, like literally,
yeah.
Can you spot any flaws with him up to this point?
No.
Like maybe the animals in like bringing him without telling his family.
Right. Like not being able to like stand up to his dad, like that's.
Yeah, he can't stand up to his father.
Those are like his issues at the moment.
Dude, that is hilarious. Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing, which is a tough thing, obviously, but I think that's becomes one of my biggest problems with this movie is that, like, Michael is an icon, you know?
Right.
And in a biopic, specifically a person like Michael, I feel like he was always put up on this pedestal that you want to see, like, behind. You know, you don't actually want to keep seeing the Michael that's just up on stage, keep killing it, doing great in life, you know, all the stories that got out to the news. You want to see what's actually going through his head. You know, the problems that he's having in his day-to-day life, the family issues that aren't just his father, you know, because you know there's, I mean, we've heard about jealousy at least behind the scene from the brothers and things like, so it's just crazy that at this point there is no, I don't feel like I know Michael Jackson any more than I did.
Right.
You know, he's still this untouchable godlike figure.
Totally.
It's I don't know. He also gets a bodyguard.
He does. Well, hasn't he been having a bodyguard?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been having the bodyguard. It's like here for some reason.
He got the bodyguard when he was like a child, and he like.
I don't think it was when he was a child.
Yeah, because his dad like introduced him.
Really?
To him. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Dang. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. They completely. I mean, I could have followed up on it, but the bodyguard has been there.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing much, but
No.
he has been there for a bit.
Again, another guy who kind of thought you're going to play into fatherly figure, but becomes more of a friend.
Yeah. Well, no, I feel like they kind of had like a fatherly vibe.
You think so?
Yeah. Maybe like an older brother sort of
Older
vibe.
brother? Yeah. I think older brother is a good word. Because like he wouldn't, because of his position probably, but he wasn't willing to talk to Michael about any of the, you know, emotions going through his head. Like
Sure.
there's a scene where Michael runs out of the house, distressed, after something happened with his dad, and the bodyguard just drives and doesn't say anything, which is what you're supposed to do in that situation. But it's the type of scene where if you want to play him as a father-like character, you'd like to see him help Michael
Totally.
like a father.
Right.
Instead, he's treating him like an older brother.
Right.
Letting him stuff her in the back seat. So we also get a little bit in here about Michael becoming insecure about his appearance. Earlier on in his childhood, obviously, we had to know his dad one time is all we saw, but it was implied that was happening more. I assume calling him Big Nose.
Yeah.
Right. So this is it's also the vitiligo, however you say it, the skin condition.
Yeah.
Right. So he's got a lot of health stuff going on, and mental health stuff going on at the same time. So he gets some plastic surgery, which is good for Michael and his self-esteem, it seems. But when Joseph sees him, he doesn't even have words
Yeah.
for him.
Gets a nose job.
Yep, nice little nose job. It's called rhinoplasty.
A rhinoplasty. As they say in my home country.
Yeah, well, that was well done, dude.
Thanks.
Freaking Steve Irwin from the grave right there.
Oh.
Is
Is it because the word rhino was in it?
No, and your accent, dude.
The only Australian.
It's the only good Australia, like that and laser beam. The Joseph continues to try and control his son's careers, but he's starting to it's slipping out of his fingers. You know, we don't see, like I just mentioned, a lot between brothers. It's really just Michael wants to do his own thing, and the brothers don't really talk to him about it. His mom's like, "Yeah, Michael, you do your own thing. You're different than all your other brothers." And his dad, whenever he hears about Michael doing his own thing, is like, "No, don't do your own thing."
Yeah.
It's just really base level. Like the family dynamics that are going down are so boring compared to what
Right.
they could be. I feel like the
Right.
way they're like locking different people, they're keeping us away from the conversations that we want to see so often. You know,
Totally.
like, and I get that Michael doesn't want to confront his dad or something, so we can't play it out like that. But having like real family meetings where we're not just bringing Joseph straight to business, and then, you know, we see behind closed doors the mom dressed down Joseph or whatever it is.
Right, because there is like the dynamic of like Michael is like making money for like the whole
Yep.
family, right? But I feel like that is mostly implied and they never really like got into that, and
True.
I feel like they could have like got some emotional scenes out of that where like even like Michael is like worried about like his mother and like still wanting to take care of his like things like that, where it's like they never really got into that, which I thought was a bit strange. Like it was like, yeah, this is what it's happening, but it's kind of just like below everything else that's
Yeah.
going on.
And they kept it so focused on Joseph. Again, it's like the stuff that we already know.
Right.
It's like they're trying to keep it, and it's such a PR movie, as you can just tell.
Yeah.
From that type of storytelling, avoiding those arguments, you know?
And they did a
Those conversations.
fantastic job. I mean, $715 million.
No, yeah. I mean, that's a lot. That doesn't mean they did a fantastic job, but they made a lot of
No,
money.
they did a fantastic job with it being a PR movie.
Oh,
is what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah. 100%. And now, yeah, there's like another Michael Jackson biopic coming out. I don't know if you saw, but Netflix just dropped a trailer for it. I guarantee it's going to be a positive. It's like Michael
What?
Jackson, the real story or whatever. Yeah, did you see this?
No.
Fill a little bit of time.
I don't know how to fill any time. I truly.
Oh, we haven't talked about the songs yet. The performances up to this point.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Right. We talked a little bit about the younger Michael, but Jafar Jackson, he also just did a phenomenal job. I feel like it's something that like sounds strange, but like Michael's like silhouette is like so distinct.
Totally.
So it's and he just like did such a good job of like hitting like all of those like I don't know like frames that needed to happen
That's a
for it to
good
like
point.
feel like a Michael Jackson performance.
So many people bring up the face, you know?
Yeah.
That's like I haven't heard many people bring up that totally how he like because it's not obviously in the movement, but definitely with the way I don't know if he's contorting his body or just on some sort of eating program to make himself fit the figure.
Right, but it's also just like how like his shoulders are, like how he carries himself, like when he's like walk, like more so, like than like this specific dance move that it's like yes that he did. I think just like such a good job.
Full body performance.
Yes, for sure.
It's called The Verdict. Michael Jackson, The Verdict. And my guess is, and I don't know for sure, but my guess is it's going to be a positive take on Michael Jackson. And the PR is going to continue. Or, I don't know who's making it. It could be the exact opposite. Because it's good timing for either.
Sure. Yeah.
So, it becomes clear that Michael doesn't want to go along with his plans for the family tour, and Joseph tries to guilt him until he walks out and leaves, being greeted by a mob of fans, which is too bad. It was the scene I was talking about earlier, actually, with the bodyguard. They stop somewhere, and Michael expresses love for his family, but also a desire for creative freedom. I guess he does talk to the bodyguard in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a set, yeah.
And it's like, why in that scene did we not go deeper into like how he's? I mean, like assumingly like financially supporting his like that
Yeah.
was that was never like the like I don't know like it wasn't the main thing they were talking about in the conversation where it seems like I feel like that would be the main concern and the main problem and like maybe I'm wrong and he like wasn't the sole provider for the family but it seemed
Definitely was, dude.
like he was and they did mention it like multiple times. It's just like they never really went in on that. It was more so like I want the freedom to do what I can do and it's like if we went more on that other side I think it would have felt a little bit more like we like broke down like the I don't know like the like he wouldn't feel so like untouchable anymore, like exactly what you were talking about.
It's true. It's hard too because they're trying to portray him as because he cares about his family so much.
Yeah.
You know about that because of his actions in real life, and that's not a lie in the movie, but they're very focused on that, so they don't want to like unearth any new frustrations that Michael could possibly have with anybody else,
Totally.
or anything like it's interesting, man. But Michael, he cares about his family too much, like I said. So he does join his brothers on the Triumph tour, and that's when we go to 1981. Michael and the bodyguard meet up with a group of men at a record company. A light just went off over there. Jesus, that's scary.
I was thinking I'm gonna just turn on the light real quick because it's so dark in here. It's making me tired.
Sounds good to me. At a record company, including entertainment lawyer John Branca, Miles Teller. Oh, shoot. I had my timeline mixed up. Miles wasn't in here yet, I guess. I thought he was in there earlier.
I thought he sent the letter.
Me too. I think we're right on that. I think they've got this out of order. But this is basically the scene where he takes Miles Teller in, and it's a very unrealistic.
No, we are wrong because the two
Really?
guys go and talk to him, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, "Yeah, he can do that, but he
You're right.
still has to do
The
it
problem
with
with not
his
being
brothers."
fresh out the film. Damn it.
Yeah. I probably, honestly, wouldn't have remembered anyway.
Huh? What are you gonna do? We know about Miles Teller, but there's that just like Michael likes Miles Teller because Michael basically just says he wants to be the greatest in the world, and Miles Teller's like, I can do that. And Michael's like, everybody else get out of the room, all these big-time lawyers and stuff, and it's just, they're best buds.
You know, everything we said still applied, and he, like, sends a letter to, like, completely say he's not performing with them anymore.
That is true. Are we there yet, though?
Or he's going on a tour. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't think we're there quite yet, but I do believe that is what happens.
But we already talked about it, so I wanted
Did we
to
talk about
mention
that?
that it was... Yeah, well, that's what we said before when we were talking about it.
Oh, okay.
So I
yeah.
wanted to mention that is all correct information. It just happens throughout this.
Need to clear the air. Joseph also has this great, like, conversation that I was alluding at, the behind closed doors conversation with his wife, Catherine, right? That's her name. Catherine, who basically tells him, it's just the most basic, like, it's an emotional conversation it's supposed to be, but she's just like, you can't beat Michael no more. And then Joseph just sits there, like, says nothing, kind of staring, then she just walks off.
Wait, hold on. I disagree, because I thought this scene was really well done. Because it was clear, leading up this entire time, we see the mom, she doesn't talk much. We see she has a relationship with Michael, but like whenever the dad is doing anything, she sometimes like yells at him and tries to get him to stop, and it like, but she very much backs down and is very much just kind of like watching what is going on.
Yeah.
It is never really.
She said like
able...
one thing in that family meeting in the
right.
yeah.
She's never really able to stand up for herself, and it seemed like at that point, like she had. I don't know what it was, but like enough security, whether it was from Michael or whatever it was, that she was able to do that. But again, like I said, if they would have got more into like those money thing and like
that's what
Michael maybe having a conversation, like talking about how he's going to like take care of his mother or like whatever it is, that scene could have been more emotional. Like there's all of those.
I think it could be a dialogue problem because that was the way that scene specifically with Catherine and Joseph is constructed is like a good the build up to that scene, why it's happening, and the function of like basically Joseph having a realization that he's no longer in control.
Yeah,
that's a great idea for a scene, but the dialogue within it and how they got there was just like. Yeah, no shit. Like that, Joseph realized that like that's a thing that Joseph would have already thought through himself. I mean, if he beats Michael, who's got this much, like Michael has the money, he's got the security, he's got the fame. There is no more doing like that.
Right.
And they're not saying that for that, but it's obviously to get Joseph to stop his control. But they're just not using the right words there. I feel like I wonder how much of this not going to stuff is a dialogue problem.
I would say that one of the main problems with this movie for sure was the dialogue. And the thing that kind of offset that was the great acting.
Yes.
And it's the actors, they were doing the absolute best with the lines they were given. That's true. You're right, and I think it's why like it didn't drive like that emotional aspect. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it didn't bring the emotion for me, too much. But let's continue. As Michael and Branca begin working on his next album, Michael aims it to be the biggest album ever. He's looking for inspiration and sees a news report on rising gang violence between the Crips and the Bloods, and gathers people at the studio to Beat It as a way to bring others together. This is, I mean, just like a terrible setup and payoff for his reasoning, because it's like, yeah, okay, the reasoning's good, but come on, just one news report, and then he's like, yep, that's why I'm making my album.
It didn't make a lot of sense, but I thought that scene was fun.
Yeah, no, because they get to go, and he like goes, and it's basically the story of how he learned the moonwalk. At least I think, right? Like it was that whole thing where it's like he learned it from those.
Yeah,
underground dancers.
Just like going into how like
dancers.
Dance is like the universal language.
Yeah,
we can all like learn from each other in those.
Again,
ways,
Mike, he's just the perfect person. That's all he wants. He just wants to bring people together and all this stuff. And I think it is true, at least.
Yeah, like his music was like.
That's what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, do you think his message was as pure as he presented it?
Could you ask the question in different words? Or expand?
did he?
I'm sorry.
You know, was all of his reasons really just to bring the world together and you know make it a better place, and not to make money
Well, I don't know.
or acquire fame for nefarious reasons or whatever, you know, to just a status obsession.
I mean, I think it's hard to say, but it is clear that like consistently through his music, that was something that he continued to write about and speak about and seem to believe in as much as you could ever think that a celebrity supports like anything.
Exactly, yeah, because that's all I know. There's like, you don't know the other side, and I wish, you know, I don't want to know like he's like bad things about why he's doing what he's doing, but I do want, like you keep saying, with the realistic conversations about money from a different side, which is, how does Michael feel about making all this money, right?
Yeah.
You know he loves the fame, you know the reasons behind why he's doing it, but like, with all that money coming in, does he, I don't know, how does that change him? Because it doesn't seem to very much in the movie.
Sure, yeah.
At least through the time period that we see.
Yeah, like did he wait, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze.
Physical
Never mind.
physical
It went away.
transformations.
Did he like do any like philanthropy where like anything like that?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, he did a bunch. He had.
but I feel like they
crazy-
didn't get into that into the because that's what
No,
I
they
thought too.
didn't.
But that's a thing where it's like with all of that money.
Yeah.
And if you believe in those things, typically you would be giving a lot of your money
It's a
to
good
these
point.
things.
Rather than having all these scenes of him just like talking to kids in hospitals, do that.
Right.
Come on, do that.
Right.
Again, feels like there's a reason for the kids in hospitals scenes being there. That is a big missed part of it. I literally, I know a story about Michael Jackson. There was like this thing where like tickets got too expensive at a concert or whatever for people. And Michael literally like went and like fixed whatever system was broken with the tickets and like lowered the prices, and then just said from there, like all of the tour money or whatever is now, or maybe just all the concert money is now going to charity because of that. And like all this, so it's like that he had some crazy moves that were like, they seem very against what people would want him to do in those situations.
Right.
Not just like a PR friendly, I'm going to get
Right.
my name propped up a little bit
Right.
more. But
Yeah, so it seems interesting that it's like with all of that. It's just like if they were going to paint this perfect picture of Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
and they didn't get into any of that, is it because like it's the other side of like, well, you can't believe in this stuff and also like live in this nice house and like get all of these things and be like
it's probably
have all
it.
these like materialistic like
You
I don't
can't
know
have
if there's
them, yeah.
that side of it, but it seems strange.
That's such a good point, though, because if you have him in one scene going and using a bunch of money for charity, and then the next scene he's buying the most expensive freaking, animal on the earth, you're like, why isn't he using that money for charity?
Right.
So yeah, no, that's a great
Right.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that that scene, it was definitely like, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it seemed very much like a children's like TV show episode like setup of like, okay,
100%.
this is how we get here, I guess, and now we're gonna do like the fun scene.
So much simplicity in this movie, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, you totally.
Well, I hate to say it, but the writer's name is John Logan, so he may be just a simple guy.
Simple guy. That's who you want.
No hate.
The album gets into further development with tracks like Billie Jean and Wanna Be Startin' Something, where there's actually a great little editing. They do make a cut at the start of Wanna Be Startin' Something as they're making the album, which is the quintessential Michael Jackson album.
Yeah.
Thriller, baby.
Thriller.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were waiting. I remembered something from
Yeah?
when I was watching the movie, and it made me really excited to talk about it really soon.
Oh, nice.
So, Please
get there.
continue on.
Well, what was it? I like that scene right there because they were trying to land on the name for it, and you know what the name's going to be, and you're just waiting. You see Thriller on the wall next to all the other tracks, and it's like...
Yeah, and you get, like,
what's it
the
gonna
cool,
be?
like, montage of them
Yeah.
going through the different... And you're like...
That was a good scene.
It's coming. We know it's coming. Yeah.
We also get a little scene. Again, they just give us, like, what's the reason why Michael makes something? Let's give him one scene of watching something. This time, it is The Fly movie. Is it called The Fly? I don't know. Whatever horror flick Michael's watching. The fascination that made him want to settle on horror. And also try to get... He wanted to make movies, pretty much, with his music videos, which is awesome. And try to get Billie Jean to play on MTV. Problem is, it's tough to sell on MTV because... Well, this says they don't want to play black artists. Really, they haven't ever played a black artist on
and
MTV.
don't want to.
And don't want to.
Yeah.
No, it's not wrong.
Not wrong, but yes. They also have not ever.
Yeah. So, Walter, the label head or whatever, calls the MTV president, and this was a real thing. He threatened to pull all of CBS's artists. So all these white dudes, freaking Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen, Cyndi Lauper. I don't know that's off the top of my head.
Yeah, it was such a funny scene because it's them like sitting like naked, being like just like telling it like everything that's gonna happen if you don't do it. It's just like it's impossible. It can't happen. Yeah, in the whatever the record label head is like sweating through like all of it. Like it's a really funny scene.
Michael's
I liked it.
he's too big now. That was a good couple good scenes in a row here.
Yeah.
And yeah, the video gets played and Michael continues to rise. I mean, it's crazy because now Michael Jackson and MTV are pretty synonymous.
Yeah.
You know, you think about those music videos on MTV, and we didn't even watch MTV. That's not even our freaking time period.
We weren't around.
At a party to celebrate the success of Thriller, which does become the highest selling album of all time, by the way, Michael reunites with Suzanne and Barry, proud of both his successes as well as his mother's and brother's, and a loud, drunk Joseph, where you get like the one scene of Joseph getting some comeuppance from like external comeuppance from thinking that he has control of Michael.
Yeah.
Good job with our show or whatever it was. And, you know.
It feels like that like classic like moment. Like I don't know. I feel like I don't know what it reminds me of. Maybe it's the in like Straight Outta Compton, but it's like that moment where it's like the manager guy who's been like pulling all the strings the entire time is finally like not succeeding and is just like drunk at some party and is like, hey, that's my boy, and it's like, but it is his father, so it's like, oh, it's rough.
And Michael still treats him very cordial.
Yeah.
You know, he always does, man. At least in this movie, he does.
Yeah.
I don't know if behind the scenes it was always that way.
That he does.
But yeah, Joseph gets cooking behind the scenes then, being a little angry and needing to get back in control. Talks to boxing promoter Don King to discuss setting the Jacksons up for another tour with Michael at the center of things. Joseph guilts Michael into doing it. Michael, again, beloved for his family. That's why he does it.
And we could have leaned more into, like, the money thing and wanting to support his family. It's just, like, I know that seems, like, boring of, like, talk about money, but it's just, like, I think if we added more to that, instead of having that as, like, the underlying issue of just, like, I want to support my family. It's, like, I need to financially support my family in this nice-ass house we all live in, like... I feel like there's another layer there that we just never got into.
There's so many other layers.
Like, that's what it feels like in all of those conversations. And that, to be clear, is why I keep saying, like, we need to bring up the money thing. It's not because it's like... It's just Dude, there's another layer that's so
the money
clearly
thing,
there.
during the thing, the money thing was not getting me. It was the brothers thing. So much more.
Yeah.
I mean, but in tandem, it's the same amount of, like... Same type of thing where it's you know there's something here. Can we please bring up how, like, can we think about it's not just Michael going on this tour. Like, it's his brothers, too. How do the brothers feel about Michael being forced into this situation, and not wanting to be there, them it being their only way to make money again?
And there was, I'm pretty sure, some conversation around this time when it's, like, brought up to the brothers, like, when there was, like, a family meet or something, and the brothers, like, don't want a tour like that. Like, they all, like, have their own lives and, like, aren't, like, necessarily, like, down to do that and, like, don't understand why
Yeah,
he's making them do
trying
that.
to loop them into Joseph's controlling them,
So, like,
too, I guess. So
they
it
gave,
is
like,
there.
a tiny bit of that. So it's like, why did we not go in more on that?
Teasing, man.
Yeah.
So messed up. But anyways, let's get to the real freaking substance. The real sugar of this is a good way to put it. The real fizz. Michael joins his brother in shooting a commercial for Pepsi. We all know what happens here though, because things take a bad turn when the stage pyrotechnics go off at a bad time, and Michael Jackson's hair sets on fire.
Yeah.
And it solidifies one of the most watched YouTube videos of all time.
Yeah.
Probably. There's got to be a lot.
Terrible.
And it also solidifies things taking a bad turn, and this was like the freaking start of the what's it called, the inciting incident or whatever of the third act.
Yeah.
And oh boy, because he's rushed to the hospital, and finally we get Michael Jackson, like, showing some real struggle and actually having some conversations about it with his mom, sitting there in the hospital. There's a great scene with the bodyguard coming in and giving him it was not the guy, Miles Teller coming in and giving him a Mickey Mouse stuffed animal. I liked that moment.
Yeah.
For a second, Michael, and for, I believe, the only moment of this whole movie, Michael Jackson felt like a human.
But when he was in the hospital, he was also, like, talking to, like, the other burn victims and
Yep.
the other people that were...
The other kids.
Yes.
Yep.
And all of that. So that was still a layer added into that, of course.
That was also where they had Pinocchio on the TV.
Yeah, which I'm not saying any of that to be, like, it's untrue. It's just, like... When I say there was, like, a lot of hospital scenes, there were.
No, yeah.
There really
There were a lot of hospital scenes. That was their place of choice to show Michael being a good person.
Yes.
Was the hospital.
Yes.
That was the way to go. But all Joseph cares about, obviously, is Michael's... he doesn't care about Michael's health. He's just wondering when he's going to get back on tour. And everybody's telling him, what are you doing, Joseph?
He can't tour.
You can't tour. It's truth. Michael recovers, and when he's ready to go back to performing, he joins his brothers on the Victory Tour.
He can tour.
Yes, he can. And Joseph's all excited because he's going to keep going on tour with everybody, get the Jacksons back. Not the Jackson 5, not the Jacksons. So that would have been all 6, right? So they just didn't have all of them up there, I guess.
What?
Because didn't they add the other brother for the Jacksons?
Did they lose a brother for the Jacksons?
Well, they lost a brother for this movie.
But was there another brother that was, like, performing with them?
I thought there was a 6th one on the Jacksons. Hold on, I gotta find out.
Because there were 5 Jacksons, but then Jermaine Jackson left for his shit.
Yeah, his solo career.
So then there were 4 Jacksons, I thought.
Yeah, no. Then but it's just 5. So there's not a 6th? Isn't there another young one?
There might be. I feel like there were, like, a lot of kids, like, more than just, like, the known ones.
Oh yeah. Was there the young one that didn't he perform with them?
What? A young one?
Randy, yeah. Randy, he replaced Jermaine. That's what it was. So it was back in 1970. So then he never added on to Jermaine. All the Michael Jackson heads are going
So
crazy,
it was
screaming
always
right
5.
now. Yeah. So it was just always 5. I got confused. I mean, of course, I guess so they just changed it to the Jacksons to be cool, I guess.
Right. I thought maybe
be
they lost
slick.
one.
Yeah.
Well, no, I knew they lost one. I thought they like maybe just like left out a spot and changed to the Jacksons.
But hey, the Jacksons aren't going to be around for long because Michael goes on behind Joseph's back, looks him in the eye, and announces that this will be their last tour, despite Joseph's intentions to go worldwide.
This is what I mean when I say if you started the episode, it would start so because I'll just be going on and you'll just like get right into it.
That's what I have to do, bro. You gotta move it forward. I listen to a lot of film podcasts, and hopefully I'm not cutting you off to do so.
No, you're not. It's just funny to me.
Well,
I'm sorry. I got you out of your flow.
No, you're fine. But Catherine smiles proudly. The mom has just enough character for me to not quite tear up, but feel a little bit of the moment. And Michael performs Human Nature, which was like the freaking anthem of this movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
And walks past Joseph, who tries to get Michael to reconsider. But Bill makes clear that Michael is done with Joseph. It's over. And you would think that's our movie, but nope. We get a big old time jump, and Bad is freaking released already, and we're on tour. What the heck? What? Come on, there's a lot of stuff happening in there, but fine. 4 years later, right, in 1985, Michael goes to, it's Wembley Stadium as he starts his Bad tour and performs Bad in front of a huge cheering crowd. And it's just great songs to end it. Great performances from Jafar, obviously. It's Michael Jackson music, so it's just banging in that theater, bro. We're having a grand old time.
Yeah.
And the final text promises that Michael's story will continue. But they all lived happily ever after. Yep. Yes, they did. Yikes. No more story from there. You know, actually, there is more to this movie, though. Because the first thing that you see, well, not the first, but the second thing after the directors is the producers of this movie. Right?
Yeah.
Which just so happened to be, I just want to make sure I get all of them right. It just so happens to be.
The producers.
The producers, not the movie.
The producers of Michael.
Graham King? No. I don't know. Is the family involved with it? Whatever. There was family involved with it. The ones in there. Tito Jackson, I believe, was one of the names I saw. Jermaine possibly is another name. I forget.
I think like his son was involved.
His son?
In some way.
There we go.
I'm pretty sure.
So that kind of immediately tells you, oh, that is why. Maybe we're all, this is a great representation, you know? I mean, that's the first thing I thought, at least. That was just like, I saw them, if the entire family's like, okay, they don't want to paint the picture bad. There's
yeah.
Which, yeah, you can't avoid that, and we've been hitting on that the whole movie. But
right.
It's right in your face there at the end.
Like, if I made a movie about you, I wouldn't, like, if you had passed, and I had made a movie about your legacy, I wouldn't want to, like, put in any, like, bad things about you. I wouldn't want to be like, Gio was a bitch about that one thing.
Come on, dude. You realize I'd be frowning at you upon the grave because you didn't have an accurate depiction of me. I've done some bad shit. You gotta get that in there too, man. Gotta give him the full picture.
No, I would never.
I understand it better than anybody.
No, I would never make a movie about your life because that would be... I think you would just, like, haunt me.
Depends how cool my life is, bro.
Well, like, there was no way that I wouldn't, like, fuck it up. And you would just be, like, frowning at me from above. Just, like, fuck.
That'd be a lot of pressure. It'd be more pressure if I was alive, though, probably.
Yeah. Just, like, over my shoulder.
How's the movie going, Mara?
What's going on?
You need help with anything?
That's funny. Okay, I do want to talk about something. Yeah. I was going to talk about it with directly this scene, but I decided to keep it to the end. So I can just open the floor to see if you felt like you had any moments where this also happened. Because one directly that I noticed was during the Thriller music video, right?
Oh, we didn't even talk about that scene. Do you want to highlight the scene real fast?
Yeah. The Thriller music video. It's everyone knows what it. Everyone knows the dance. Everyone knows what the fuck it looks like. That's me highlighting the scene.
It was cool how it was shot though, because it looked like it was the music video at first, and then it just stops.
Okay, but here's the thing that pissed me off, right? Because during this, Michael makes like a point of, we need to do a wide shot. You need to see my feet. People need to be able to see, like, the dancing. They need to be able to see, like, the choreography and what's going on. Which, first of all, I'm such a big fucking fan of that.
Yes.
Every time I watch a fucking pro shot, I'm, like, screaming at the screen because they're not showing me the choreography whatsoever.
For a second, I was confused why you got out of your chair and started pumping your fist during that moment. But yeah, now it makes sense.
No, but like, big fan of that. Of course, why do, in the movie, they immediately move away from the wide shot? What the fuck are we doing?
I didn't even realize
what
that.
are we doing?
Oh, that's terrible.
He was like, you have to see the whole thing. And then immediately, like, we're going, it's like, don't piss me off right now. Because I get it. You want to do cool things with the camera as it starts. But so, like, the entire start of that, like, there was a moment where you could have jumped the camera to start moving around.
That's crazy, because
like,
the camera was
you
for the
should
most
have
part.
kept it on the wide shot for at least 10 seconds.
100%.
At the very least.
Michael told you to.
Yes!
He told you
It
to.
was literally the line in
Come
the
on,
movie.
dude.
And then you immediately stopped showing
the easiest editing move of all time.
I was losing it. But like after that, I feel like there were a few moments like that where it's like, not to be rude in any sort of way, but who the fuck is doing, like, are they just like in their own world, like placing like camera shots and like cuts that have nothing to do with the movie or what's going on whatsoever?
Yes.
Like, it's so, I don't know. That was just the main one that like really pissed me off.
Yeah, it was it for the most part I thought the camera work was well done. Like if you're talking about specifically they didn't miss anything happening on stage, like you think about the performance at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium.
Yeah.
Where I mean we saw every movement pretty much. Like it didn't feel like we're cutting too much, at least for me.
Sure.
So it's a shame that during that moment when you get like the pathway paved for you so obviously, you don't walk on it.
But it's just, my point is just like, it felt like there wasn't a lot of intention when doing it in so many of the scenes where it's like, it's okay for the camera not to like move sometimes. Like sometimes it would have been really nice to just like get like a shot that like, and whenever they did do that, it was really great. So it's like, why aren't we doing more of that? And then that specifically, it's like, he literally said what to do. It was the line. It was
So
literally
bad.
the line in the movie, and I assume that's what Michael Jackson said in real fucking life, so
Maybe.
don't piss me off. Like, what was that? What?
That's a bad one.
I was so angry.
And I'm sorry, I don't know how we missed that scene, but yeah, I'm glad you doubled back to it.
No, but that made me, there were a few more where it's just like, I feel like there should be something that we're saying with the shots that I'm like seeing, and it's just like, I'm not. Like, it seems like you're doing like these like class, like these, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like lack of intention behind what is being shot. Like so many of like the scenes that I liked of like the concert scenes were just like shot like all of like the biopic concert scenes that I've ever seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there needs to be something more there.
Very
and then when you
corporate
do
cinematography.
careless shit like that, it's like, ugh.
No, yeah.
Making me mad.
I think I might know your least favorite element. Jeez.
Yeah, no. That pissed me off, and the dialogue really pissed me off,
Yeah.
for sure.
No.
Yeah.
You got the next category, dog. I got no more to move.
Nothing more to add on that?
Huh?
Nothing more to add on that?
You about covered it, man. I mean, I'm in 100% agreement.
Okay. All right. Then we'll move into best character and worst character. This just like seems like a weird category to go with when it's like,
Who is the best character in the Michael movie? I wonder. Okay, let's just pick worst character.
I don't know. The worst character is gonna be someone I can't fucking name. Like I don't. I don't.
Yeah. I think Miles Teller for me, just because his Luke, I don't remember his name, but he was just so underused. You know, he was kind of a what do you call it? A narrative device or whatever. He's just used to move the story forward.
Sure. Yeah.
Rather than actually having character. You're just doing stuff for Michael. And I thought his whole introduction scene was just so like it was like a caricature of what would actually happen in a boardroom like that. It was just so dumb. So yeah, that'd be mine.
Yeah. I don't know. There were just like so many like underdeveloped, like I don't know, all of like the Jackson like brothers.
Oh yeah, every
I could just
one.
say all of them.
You definitely can't loop
none
them
of
into
them
one.
got any character like whatsoever.
Although artistic choice, it's very fitting for the Michael's life, right? Yeah. Thinking
Could
that.
be, but adding some more elements with the brothers, I feel like could have helped
Totally.
the
That's what I
emotional
wanna
aspect
see.
of it. But
Yeah.
what do I know?
That's what you want to see.
What do I know?
That is what you want to see. I
Yeah.
completely agree with that. Completely agree.
I think the best character were Michael and young Michael.
Michael and young Michael. Yeah, I'll take young Michael. You got Michael.
Yeah, perfect.
If we had one more person, they could take bad Michael as well.
Right.
Post-thriller Michael.
Yeah, okay, favorite scene and least favorite scene? We'll start with favorite scene.
Favorite scene. Oof. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with, and even though I knew exactly what was coming, the Pepsi commercial scene. It was actually like what the tension that they built up in that moment because they knew everybody. I think everybody has kind of the same thing in their mind. They're waiting for the when it's going to happen. I really liked it. It felt like they slowed it down. The pace felt very quick up to that moment, and that was just like a break where we actually got to see some shit go down that was not happening within 2 minutes or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have much more to say about it, I guess. Good pyrotechnics.
Yeah. I'll say just the one that popped into my brain, and I think it's truly because it's the only main scene where I thought the dialogue was really well written was the conversation of the negotiation of getting was it the Billie Jean video on MTV?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was all just really well done and funny to watch. And I know that seems stupid, but I could say any one of the performances
100%.
that were so incredible, and Jafar Jackson did such an amazing job. But I think that was a surprisingly good little exchange of dialogue there that we did not see much in the rest of the movie
100% agree.
or any of the movie.
It's a good call. Least favorite now, your least favorite category most of the time.
I feel like I know what my least favorite scene is because I kind of went in on it, but
What
I
is
don't
it?
want to say that scene.
Oh, yeah.
Necessarily.
You want to pick a different one? Yeah, that's your honorable mention, thriller scene.
Yeah, I can't say Thriller is the worst scene of the Michael movie.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
I hated that one particular choice in it. So let me think. Do you have one?
There's a couple circulating through my mind right now. I'm probably gonna go with. This is. I'm gonna say the very end of the Human Nature performance. If you I don't want to count the whole, but because once it felt so corny to me and fake when he leaned over, and it actually happened too when he stops talking. But it was just the whole moment because I knew the eyes thing. I was just waiting for that to come back the whole time, and for me, I wanted to see, and I know this might be controversial. I wanted to see a real confrontation.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like we were building up to them actually having, rather than just a look that was happening from across and then walking straight past them. Like, but I don't know. To pick that one out of all of them is a little crazy, but it's that moment, I guess,
No.
that just stood out as like a,
Yeah, no.
oh, come on. You're, again, like, teasing me. I want just,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
more
yeah.
there.
You know, for sure. I get that. I feel like there just wasn't enough, like, payoff. Like, there
Yeah.
should have, it should have felt more. And it's obviously, like, that really happened. You can't change what happened, but there
Exactly.
could have been more so it felt like a bigger, like,
Yeah.
moment.
It's not
sort of.
Jafar's performance was
Yeah,
great
no,
there,
yeah,
too,
yeah.
so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But,
Wait, fuck, I had one. No, where'd it go? Wait.
It'll come back. It's up there somewhere. It's a really tall ceiling, so you gotta wait a second for it to come
yeah,
down.
yeah, it's gotta float back down. For me, I'll just say, like, we talked a bit about it, the conversation between, the mom and the dad, just that the same type of thing.
Didn't have the punch.
Where it just, like, didn't feel good enough, and that's nothing against the actors because they both did a great job. It's just like it didn't feel like there was, like, anything there, and it should have been, like, this big, like, sort of emotional moment.
Yep.
And it didn't. There wasn't enough around that like made it feel that punch, as you said.
100%.
Yeah.
Things left unsaid too, bro. They just got so much, bro. So many things, places they could have gone.
Yeah. Positive quality.
Positive quality. Well, I'll steal it. The music.
That's fair.
I mean, that's the best. Like, it's Michael Jackson music, and especially because they found a way to just seamlessly blend the voices and everything. Like those scenes where you're transitioning from singing in the booth to going on stage and stuff. It's just, oh man, you want to jump out of your seat.
Yes, absolutely.
That's mine.
Yeah, I'll say the acting. I think the acting was all really incredible. I think the acting and the scene were the two best things about the movie. And specifically, Jafar Jackson, he was incredible. And whoever the kid is, I gotta find his name, that played the young Michael, and of course, our boy, Coleman Domingo.
Coleman
all
did
incredible.
it. Coleman did it
all
too.
Incredible.
Man.
But, like, incredible acting on all sides. Of course, like, Miles Teller, of course, he's also, like, a great actor, so.
Casted really well.
Yeah, around the board. Very, very good acting. Negative quality?
Negative quality, well.
I don't mind.
Which do you want to take off the... I'll take the dialogue off the board then. I think specifically just a failure to write in realistic and or intriguing conversations. Like, it was just so... On the intriguing part, just, like, base level and things that you just, like... It's almost like you knew what they're going to say. And just sometimes where the family felt like a fake family. It just felt like this... I don't know how to... It's a one-dimensional family, I guess, would be the best way to put it. Like, there just wasn't enough, probably because of the other brothers, because of just the focus, you know, the one thing with the father, and then not having the mom speak up very much. Dynamic is just broken, man.
Yeah.
For me, there's just nothing there that made me feel real.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll say... As I went on about just the cinematography, which is rough. It's just, I don't know. I think, like, biopics are, like, able to do, like, a really, like, good job with their cinematography and just be, like, really intentional with what they're doing. Like, Elvis, they did such a good job with the cinematography on that.
Baz Luhrmann,
which
too.
is, like, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's, like... it's just annoying with, like, this movie about Michael Jackson that's so epic. And this guy who he wanted his music videos to, like, be like movies and be so... But it's, like... And you couldn't, like, deliver, and it's just kind of, like... Yeah, that's, like, what anyone would do for that shot that, like, didn't give it a second thought. Like, and I don't mean that in, like, a... Like, no hate to the cinematographer, I'm sorry, but I just... it wasn't anything that was like exciting or like what I feel like it should be for a big biopic like Michael is.
You're on to like it's specifically with think about what the Michael Jackson we know and what he would want his biopic that makes $1 billion in the box office or whatever, what he would want it to be. He would probably want the camera to also be pushing the limits of what
Yeah.
of just.
It could have taken it up another level and made it feel like so much more like an epic movie.
Yes,
you know?
100%.
Yeah, that's mine.
A shame.
Now it is time for your segment.
For Gio's Hidden Gems, baby. The most expensive movie factoids I'm talking about. Let's start with figuring out why were people missing. And who were the people missing? We're talking about Rebby Jackson, eldest sibling, Janet Jackson, and youngest brother Randy Jackson. They're not shown in the film per their own request. Why? Did you say why?
Why?
Their absence stems from a long-running, bitter legal war against the executors of Michael's estate, who produced and controlled the film. So Janet, Randy, and Rebby accused these executors, that's probably what it is, of fraud and refused to support a project that financially benefits them. There's also Michael's daughter, Paris Jackson, who reportedly disliked the script's sanitized narratives, and the three siblings felt the movie presented an inaccurate, state-approved version of their family history. True.
Right.
I mean, 100% true, but that's why they're not in it.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, like, any film that is being made where people that are still, like, alive are around and are gonna say, like, I either don't want to be in it or whatever it is, it should be like, yeah, that's fair, but then it goes into, should we be making
Exactly
this film in the first place?
Because now it's going to be...
And I feel like people are putting, like, entirely too much hate on those people and, like, the people who chose not to be in it or the family members who don't like it, instead of it's like, well, maybe we should be hating on, like, the studio that still chose to do it when there's probably... some underlying issues here, especially with, like, so many people that you're showing are, like, actual living people.
100%. But, Mara, you're forgetting. Money. It's crazy. They're just willing to fight so many legal battles because, and look, $700 million this far or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
This next one changes the movie entirely. Pretty much. The last one kind of does as well, but this next one really changes things because let's talk about the film's final act. This final act was initially focused on how the 1993 child abuse allegations impacted Michael Jackson's life. It was in the movie. All the bad stuff. What? It was literally made to be in the movie. It was made with this in mind. But Lionsgate scrapped that ending after attorneys for Jackson's estate pointed to a settlement clause with accuser Jordan Chandler that barred his depiction in the film. The movie was delayed, and the estate covered $15 million on reshoots.
See, and I wish I just, like, waited for what I just said to say right now. Because exactly what I said, but even more so.
Yep.
If... It's so crazy, because it's like, yeah, the victim of something that happened like this doesn't want to be in, like, your movie where obviously they're going to be painted out as a liar, no matter what you think. It's like, yeah, no shit, like, yeah. I think that's
I wonder how
crazy,
the movie gets that far.
Farther into what I just said of, like, should this movie be even, like, being made in the first place?
That's a valid question. It's it's absolute insanity that, like, for me, how does production get to the point where you think that you can use that part of the story,
right,
and you're that sure of it that you film everything,
right,
and build all the sets and do cast probably more roles and all these things. Definitely, there would have to be more roles. It's a whole different time period. So much stuff. It's so weird that it would take that long, and there's just a lot of gray area, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's awful. I think I'm obviously glad it wasn't included in that would be so awful and terrible for everyone that was involved.
Well, it depends on the depiction, right? Because we don't know what it, right? So this is Fantasyland, but it could do exactly what we were asking at the beginning of the episode, paint an accurate picture of it. Could give the other side,
Yeah, but there's no giving the other side when it comes to child abuse and
In this story, there
sexual
definitely is,
abuse.
because that's the side that wasn't there.
That's nothing I'm ever gonna watch in a movie of a real life situation that's trying to give two sides to a situation. You know what I mean? That type of thing. It's a real life situation. I don't want it to be well, there is some nuance to this side, there is some to this. I don't believe that's true in a situation
Right, and that would be bad if they were doing that. But if they brought it in there and painted it as a bad thing, because I think there's potential to literally fill out, because the whole problem that we have had, or one of the biggest, is that this movie, it's painting Michael Jackson as a perfect person. Mm-hmm. Imagine that third act completely rips that facade down, and all of a sudden he is the villain. What would you think of the movie if it played out like that?
I mean, still, I don't think that situation should be dramatized and put into a movie in any way. You know what I mean? Something as serious as that has happened in real life, that it's that there are still so many questions around what really happened. I would never, even if they painted in Michael Jackson as a terrible person who did these things, I don't think it should be put in a movie.
I get what you're saying.
Out of respect to the people that were involved in the situation and the victims and all of that.
Do you think that with time you could do, because these are things that need to be talked about in cinema, you would agree?
I think it can be done in a documentary or something like that, but in something that is dramatized.
But
right? I don't think we should ever be playing with child abuse allegations that happened in real life out of respect to the victims.
Have you seen the Zodiac movie?
No.
So, or wait, is it the Zodiac movie that deals with that a bit? Well, the Zodiac Killer is a completely different thing. But there's this movie, that basically, it's not called the Zodiac, but hold on, it is a Mark Ruffalo movie, and it is about I think it's Mark Ruffalo at least, which is probably why I'm getting confused with Zodiac. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is just in Zodiac. I don't know. But this is a movie basically that covers the Catholic Church and the allegations around that, and it's this detective who's literally uncovering it as it goes. And a lot of the allegations towards the Catholic Church are unfounded and hard to actually get a story on for a whole bunch of reasons. And that is an example of a movie, and there are plenty others, that takes something like that, a bad thing that is happening in some capacity, paints a picture of it, and then I believe is a good thing for a net positive on society, because it's bringing awareness to it.
That is a difference than telling a story about real life people in a real life situation. There's a lot of movies about movies and TV shows about serial killers and whatnot. And then there are things like the Dahmer show, which was showing the real people, the real victims of a real situation of people that are still alive and around, and those ancestors are still up and living, and still with all of that, any of those situations where you're dramatizing a situation where there are real victims, no matter how much time has passed, if you are specifically have those victims by name, these are the specific people. Dahmer, remember did you watch that show?
Yeah.
They had the witnesses like dressed up like
Yeah.
exactly how they were, and it's like, well, those are real people that experienced this
And the
in
problem with
real
that show is they
life.
didn't get permission.
Yeah. It's a different story
As
if it's
well.
this is a story I want to tell to bring awareness to my situation, or this is
Right.
a story I know my mother would want to have people like hear about this, to know, like that's very different. Like there's kidnapping stories, there's like serial killer stories where the people who were victims of the situation are involved and are
Yeah.
like producers
Well, that's
or whatever
where,
it is.
that's where I
and
think
that's-
dramatizations are still good.
That's
Like,
where it comes into like a
especially when you
different.
combine them, like the Chernobyl show,
Yeah.
like that type of thing where it's, and you're still, because it's just the blanket statement of not having any of those stories like through time of actual
Right.
people being dramatized. I can't hop on board with entirely.
It's-
But I can totally understand why I wouldn't want any of those without the actual people involved or the estates of people involved
Yeah.
being in the creation of because then that gives them, I think, the leeway to tell the story.
I would say it's specifically with. It's just like people should never have like their. I don't know what it is. Like have something put onto them that they have no control, and have this image created
Yes,
of them
yes.
that they have absolutely no control,
100%.
even after their death. Like especially like after that. Like there's so much stuff with like even like Marilyn Monroe and all of those
Right.
like very insulting biopics they do to her that it's
Well,
just like
it's weird because
not any of her wish. Like there's things like that where it's there is that line where it's we shouldn't be making light of these people and making them into characters to tell a story. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like there's a difference between bringing awareness and just like almost using them as like a pawn, like a
Right.
like a
Yeah.
fictional thing when it is a real person.
And that's very obviously what would have been happening here. The latter, because
exactly.
Yeah, it's not the person was not involved.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
Didn't want to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. And I think anyone who doesn't want to be involved, like,
I still have some gems. Fuck.
yeah, no,
I
like
was just staring.
anyone who doesn't want to be involved, like, shouldn't have to be and shouldn't like need to like do that to bring awareness to their situation, because that isn't like it's that person's choice if they want to bring that
Definitely.
to light.
I
you
think
know?
there's weird things that happen with time where we just stop thinking about that. Like stories about from medieval times or whatever.
Yeah, you
where
think
we
about
just
like
continue.
Anne Boleyn or like
Yeah.
something like that, like Henry VIII wives or like things like that where it's like they were like real actual people that were like living and like breathing and not just like some caricature that we
Yeah, and there's versions
think
of
of.
both types of those movies.
Right.
This was the first feature film debut for Jafar Jackson.
Hell yeah, it is.
He is Michael Jackson's nephew. Michael died a month before Jafar's 13th birthday, if you were curious.
Oh, I want to say something fun that I heard.
Yeah?
It's that this is just like I
Mara's
saw
hidden gem.
on TikTok of people fan casting what the fuck is his name? The prince in Princess and the Frog, what's his name?
Naveen. Prince Naveen.
Prince Naveen are fan casting Jafar Jackson as Prince Naveen, and I love it.
That's so dope.
I love
that's a
it.
good
I
one.
think it's so great.
That's a really good
I
one.
thought that was just fun. Not anything real, but just just a fun thought to put into your brain.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for that thought.
Yeah.
Kat Graham's scenes as Diana Ross. She was in the movie, but they were removed due to more legal considerations that required extensive editing and post-production. What were those legal considerations? I'm assuming it was the grooming stuff. I don't actually have. I probably should have followed up there, but
Right, I assume she doesn't want to be in the movie because because of like she probably wasn't painted in a good picture based on what her relationship was with Michael Jackson.
Exactly.
Like even if you try to paint that in the best light possible, it's still
Yeah.
creepy as hell.
100%. Yeah, so that's another one.
So we missed like everything from The Wiz, R.I.P.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, The Wiz, I guess, is a big part of the story.
Yeah, it was
really.
just swept
Jeez.
away.
Oh my God, yeah. What is it, like Diana Ross?
Because it's no Diana Ross. You can't do the Wiz.
Yeah, because Diana Ross, like she like got the cast together, right?
Yeah.
And was she like spearheading that movie or what?
I think I don't know. She had some
She
like
at least
main
got Michael. I don't know
involvement.
if
Yeah,
she got
yeah,
the
yeah,
cast, but
yeah.
she got Michael in,
Yeah.
right? That was the thing. God, we know so much like little. There's just maybe we just know a lot about Michael, which is why I feel like I learned nothing from this movie. I guess that's it. But jeez. A Toys R Us store was rebuilt for the film. This was a scene we didn't talk about, with Michael signing some stuff inside the store, which was a
Rest
sweet
in
little
peace.
scene. Yeah, Toys R Us, as we know, shut down in June of 2018. You believe it's been that long?
2018.
That's what this says.
Fuck.
You want me to look that up real fast?
I love Toys R Us.
We do, dude.
Or Babies R Us.
Oh.
That's where you're really.
No, Baby's Rest is still cooking. To recreate the legendary Thriller music video sequence, the production didn't build a studio backlot. Instead, they went to the actual spot in East LA to film at Union Pacific Avenue. How cool is that?
That's so epic.
Miles Teller, just a wig. Film features
Duh.
film feature scenes including Michael's famous pet chimpanzee, Bubbles. Guess what?
Oh, I just remembered. That's what I was gonna say my least favorite scene was all the shit with Bubbles.
But yeah, so much focus on Bubble. We know you have a monkey, Michael.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, that made me think of it. I
a good
literally
one.
forgot about it until you brought it up.
Hey,
again.
that ceiling is real high, man.
It's literally, when you said Bubbles, when you were reading the story, I was like, who the fuck is Bubbles?
Well, guess what? Bubbles is still alive.
I did know that.
He's 43 years old.
It's crazy.
He lives at the Great Ape Sanctuary in Florida.
Yeah, apes live forever.
Uh,
Not forever, but like for a long ass time.
yeah, apes live forever.
Just
that's
like in
going
a-
on the year end.
No.
Man.
That's just like in a general way. Like they
Apes
live forever.
The movie, to ground the movie in authentic history, director Antoine Fuqua, is that how we said it? I don't remember. Fuqua didn't use a replica set for the family home. They actually went there and filmed on location at Havenhurst too. How cool is that? Inside the actual rooms, doing it all. The filmmakers didn't just guess at Michael's specific habits. They actively hired members of his inner circle. Production, they had backup dancers and choreographers who were there from like This Is It. Brought in Don Boyette from touring from the Bad Dangerous eras. Paul Massey, re-recording sound mixer from the This Is It documentary. Just all kinds of stuff. They're involved in as much as they could, and that's why the production quality in this for the shows themselves was just top notch.
It was insane.
Top notch. And that is it for Gio's Hidden Gems. All currencies are available.
Oh, lovely.
I found out I stole that one from Best Film Ever too, though, so it's not lovely. I gotta fix that.
Oh, what the fuck?
They said it in like one They don't say it anymore, but I listened to an old episode and they said it talking about Patreon, like pitching their Patreon, and they were like, all currencies are available. Yeah, just like I did.
Yikes.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
All right, well, now we are on to our critic reviews.
Critic reviews. First, we have the good ones. This is from G. Allen Johnson from the San Francisco Chronicle. Domingo provides depth and nuance to a movie that might otherwise have none. His tough as leather, excuse my French, performance meshing well with the tender turn by Nia Long as a matriarch, Katherine Jackson. He's highlighting the performances. It's probably going to be what this next person highlights.
Yeah, no, it seems like already I was like, this is the good review.
Yeah, no, it's kind of hard to find good ones. This one's great because I don't have his first name. This is just Brody from the New Yorker. I don't know if that's first or last. Setting aside the woeful omission, though, and considering the film outside the realm of pre-existing facts, as if it were a work of fiction about a fictitious character. God, there's a lot of preamble.
Oh my God.
Michael still counts as only a modestly noteworthy achievement, enjoyable yet flawed. That was my good one. Jeez, I don't read them, so it's bad. He just had a decent review, I guess. And perfect segue onto the bad reviews. Adam Naiman from The Ringer. Michael's disingenuously airbrushed style is directly related to the material its makers can't and likely will never put on screen. They've found their voice and have the resources to amplify it in Dolby Atmos. Rotten score. Yeah, Adam, I'm pretty much there
Yeah.
with you, bro. That's stylistically is just about as much corporate vibe as everything else in that movie.
Absolutely.
Clarice Lowry from Independent UK. All Michael does is recreate in mechanical style the most famous visuals of Jackson's career. It certainly is easier that way. Why bother to depict a human being a human when you can simply turn them into a product? So true. And it's honestly what a good analogy for Michael Jackson's career. Again, artistic choice. You guys are overlooking this. You guys are overlooking this.
Mm-hmm.
And that is it for our critics' reviews.
Wow. Some good ones today.
Oh, yeah. A lot of love for Michael.
All right, now it's time for our ratings.
Our ratings, and we're talking about our black and white ratings.
Huh?
It's a new thing we have where we add a little thing to our ratings because I saw way back in the day for the Kill Bill episode, it was our bloody ratings, which was pretty good. So I think we keep doing this is our black and white ratings. It's a joke because it's like black and white, that obviously the song, but also the it's like we're being like matter of fact. We hate objectivity and we have a black and white rating.
Sure. I don't know if that's the best thing to call them because it took a lot of explaining for me, but maybe other people are quicker than I am.
It's got a couple layers, man, but hey, I think it's good.
Okay. Whatever floats your boat. Go ahead.
Shit, now I'm all thrown off before my review. I think that stylistically, I did not hate Michael. Not as much as you, I don't think. Starting with all the good that I can, I believe that it had a very consistent tone all throughout, and had this especially knowing that all the edits that had to happen, the fact that they made what I think was a cohesive story, though it happened over a long period of time, it was impressive. It's a collection of scenes, but I think it was collected together with a lot of intention. One of my big problems, obviously, is that Michael is just still that untouchable godlike figure, and he does not get taken down from that outside of one or two scenes. They could have fixed that. One of the best ways would have been establishing further what was going on in the home. We didn't have a lot of time with the Jackson 5 and all the stuff happening with the dad. It was just not enough. I think that the dialogue was not good. I felt like first draft dialogue to me in so many places. I think that I missed some good with Jafar Jackson, who really just carried the movie on his back and is the only reason that my rating could get all the way up to a 2.8.
Oh, damn. Wow.
This was not a good movie.
Yeah.
Genuinely. And I didn't even, that's judging the movie in a vacuum there, because I didn't even talk about all that we just got into in the last 20 minutes about the moral side.
Right. Yes, I could go on and on about the moral side of this, but to try to put that aside as much as possible, I don't know. I thought it was fun. It was entertaining. The performances were just so well done and such high quality, and everything we talked about with Jafar Jackson and just how well he portrayed Michael was just insane. Specifically in his dancing and just his movement was just wild. I thought, yeah, the acting, of course, from Coleman Domingo was amazing. The acting from the mom was also really good. The singing was incredible. Of course, it's just it's Michael Jackson music, so you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna be vibing. You're gonna be enjoying it. So I had a fun time watching it, but it's just I had so many problems. I really disliked the cinematography and the dialogue, which are just I don't know, the two most important things about a movie.
Pretty integral.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I won't harp on too much about all the problems I got into, but it's just a lot of lack of I don't know if it's character development or just like any other like characters appearing on screen and talking like whatsoever. Yeah, so I think that I will land this movie mostly for the amazing actors that did such a great job at a 2.4.
Wow, you went
Yeah.
all the way down there.
Yeah.
God.
It was gonna be like 2.3, and then I was going like 2.5, but then it.
I had you at a 3.2. What'd you say, 2.4?
Yeah.
Oh my lord, man. This was not one of the better fresh out the films.
Yeah, I had so many problems with it, and it was like fun, like. I'm not even gonna say like you should go see it or not because everyone is going and fucking seeing it. Like
Yep.
usually I'm like we need to support movie theaters, but it's like well y'all are fucking showing up for this one.
That's the truth, man. It's
Speaking of which, do you know which movie we're watching next?
yes. Well, I said that, but then I went on to say the wrong movie entirely. So instead, as a correction, Gio from the future coming in to say, we're gonna go see I Love Boosters next. I don't know what's really going on there. Kiki Palmer's in it. The Keith Stanfield, Will Poulter, Taylor Page stacked cast. It's directed by Boots Riley, a nice little Boots Riley film, which I don't think I've seen once. This will be a first for me and my sister. But yeah, let's get hyped, man. This film looks one of a kind. Looks very colorful. Let's see what happens. Well, let's return you back to the past.
We've been seeing the good trailers for a while now.
Yes, we have.
It's coming soon.
Believe Disclosure Day is coming very, very soon.
Yes.
Spielberg, obviously the Odyssey at the back end of it all.
Yep.
We've got some good stuff for you guys coming up.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. All right. Anything else?
I think I'm good.
All right. So with that, I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
What do I even say as an outro?
And join us
Fuck.
next time because we're waiting to talk about movies.
I don't even have it written down. Wait, let me try for a second. I just have to not think about it.
I'm leaving all this in.
And with that, I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
So join us next week after opening weekend because waiting to talk about movies is clearly not our thing.
I have a box of tempered glass.
Have you never seen like that
A
video of
broken
that
tempered
girl
glass?
biting the straw, the glass straw?
No.
Traumatizing.
I saw this video of this girl making coffee, though.
And breaking a glass straw?
No. You want to get rolling on this bit? You want to be starting something?
I guess. I feel like it's Antoine and not Antone. Because I feel like Antone. Like, that's not how you say names. Ready?
Ready, as I'll ever be.
Welcome back. Wait, fuck, what do I start with? Welcome back to Pasadena Civic Center. Nope, fuck. Welcome back to Pasadena Civic Center. No.
A minute since we actually saw this movie.
I also just like, I didn't finish
What?
the intro.
Oh, the intro's not over. My bad. You want to scrap it?